Alright, so a few of you have asked for a more detailed explanation of how I made those that glass in the last video. I don't remember when it was. But, so I'm going to show you exactly how that's done, a little step-by-step preview, and I'll let you know what things you need. And, yeah. So, first off, you need whatever you're going to be etching. It needs to be glass. So I have this glass. You can use shot glasses. Whatever blank empty glass things you have lying around. You can also use candles. It just has to be glass, and it's preferable if there's no patterns or anything on it. It makes it a lot easier to work with and stuff. So you need that. You'll also need whatever pattern you're working with. Now these are vinyl. And you can use, if you have access to get someone to cut it out of the vinyl for you, that is the best way to do it. But you can also simply use masking tape and something like an X-Acto knife to cut out the pattern and stuff. It works. It's going to take a lot more time, but it is possible to do it. Do not use painter's tape. That does not stick to the glass, and it will just be bad. So make sure if you do it, you use masking tape. So, but like I said, I have these vinyl ones, and these are actually the ones I use for the other glass. The white part is, if you were trying to do exactly what I did last time, you would use where this white part is gone. But we're going to just be using the outlines, so it's not going to be a fully frosted mug. It'll just have the design of the mana symbol etched into it. So, really simple. You also need a brush of some sort for putting on the liquid stuff that you'll be using. And you also need something like this. Armor Etch is the product I use. You can find it at your local craft store. It is very, very dangerous. There's no ingredients on this listed because it's covered in warnings. So if you are not an adult or not a responsible adult, don't use this by yourself. Make sure you have someone who is responsible to help you and make sure you don't do anything right, because if this gets on your skin, it will burn and it will be bad, and it's very, very dangerous stuff. So I have that, like I said, local craft store. It is very expensive, but you don't use a lot. I've etched quite a few glasses, and it's mostly still in there. You'll also need a sink of some sort to wash the stuff off after you put it on. But let's get on to putting this together. Alright, so we're just going to do the plains ones because I think that one will work the best with what I have. And so if you're just doing with the masking tape, just stick it on. But we're going to do it with the vinyl, so let's just stick this sucker onto it. Alright. Got our vinyl off, and oh cool, glass stands, just perfect. Am I even in the video? Yeah, I am. Okay, so you're just gonna want to stick this on. Oh, not like that. It's gonna wanna not go on very well because you are on a curved surface, but just get it on there as best as you can and make sure all the edges are pushed down, because you don't want this stuff leaking through the edges, because that will ruin your design. But there. But like that. That looks like it's mostly in the center of the glass. That should be good. There we go. Alright, so we got that on. Then let's see if we can't get the little circle on in the middle. Anyway, if you're putting it on the other way and doing mostly etch, it'll be a lot easier to put on because you won't be trying to deal with bigger surface areas. It's a lot smaller, so you won't have to worry about the curve of the glass as much as I'm having a problem with. So, that's one good way to go with the other guy. Okay, so there we go. That looks good. So we have our vinyl stuck on there. Alright. Make sure, like I said, make sure all the edges are pressed down really good, because any bubbles, this stuff is going to get into those cracks and it's going to ruin that clean edge you want. But, so that's how you put that on. Same thing if you were using the masking tape, just put it on over there. And when you paint the armor edge stuff on, you're going to want to make sure you don't bleed over onto the edge. So it's good if you have a lot more room on the edge if you're doing something like this. Whereas if you were doing like one like my previous one, it's a lot easier because it doesn't matter where you accidentally overspill on it because you want everything pretty much etched, and so it's a lot easier to do that one. But I already have one of those, so I want one of these. Alright. Now comes the fun and dangerous part again. Dangerous stuff. So make sure you use this carefully, and you probably should. Oh, it says here, wear protective clothing, eye protection, and rubber gloves. I like to live on the edge, but don't do this at home. Be smart. Okay, so you open this stuff, and it smells bad, but that is okay. Basically what you do, you get some on your brush, and carefully put it on. And you kind of want to put it on a little thick so it'll make a good etching, but not too thick. You don't want to do it too thick. So, and you just keep hitting it on until you get everything covered on your pattern that you're working on. And like I said, be careful you don't get those edges. You want to make sure you stay in the lines as much as possible and don't bleed out over the edge of your stencil that you have made. So, and all this does is the chemicals in here cause a chemical reaction with the glass, and it turns it into, I don't know, some kind of vapors or something, and it just makes a cool etching. And the nice thing is you can put these in the dishwasher like I said before. That's why I really like using these instead of attempting to paint something on my glasses, because if you don't use the right kind of paint, which I don't have, you can't wash them. You have to hand wash everything or it'll come off. But with this, you don't have to. So let it sit a little bit. Not very long. It doesn't take very long to do the etching part. And like I said, make sure this stuff doesn't touch you. It will burn. Technically, you are supposed to be using rubber gloves. And just make sure you don't go over on the stencil either. That's bad as well. Alright. It's probably good. So now what you do is you just have to wash it off. Alright. And once you got it washed off, you can look and you can probably see that it's a slightly different color, but when you pull off the stencil, oops, that's fine, oops. Pull off the stencil, and with the masking tape it'll come off a little bit easier because that stuff is not waterproof. But when you pull off the stencil, you should have your lovely mana symbol hanging out. Let's see if you can see that, I don't know. But yeah, it's really that easy. There we go, that looks really good. You can see it a lot better now. But you just want to make sure you try and get everything even on, otherwise you're going to have this, it'll be slightly different color like it is right here. And you can tell here that I didn't have the stuff, the stencil pushed down. Well, maybe you can tell, I don't know. There we go. So you can tell a little bit on the edges where it kind of bubbled out, but it's not going to make too big of an effect on this. But so yeah, that is how you put that together and get that done. And like I said, dishwasher safe awesomeness, and they turn out really cool. And you can do a full, set of them? You could do the 5, plus you could do the ones with the multicolor, and you can even do ones with that have like the magic words printed on them, or whatever your heart desires you can do, as long as you're willing to put the time and effort to cutting out your stencils and whatnot. So let me know if this tutorial was helpful for you in the comments below. Like this video, subscribe for more, and don't forget to check out our t-shirt giveaway that we're having and enter into that, so you could possibly win yourself an awesome t-shirt with the colors of, or the mana symbols of your choice on them. Woohoo!